Settings. Go to Installation or System or Channels. Go to Scan Channels, Program Channels, Auto Scan, Auto Program, or Auto Tuning. Press Select or Enter or OK to start the scan. When the device says scanning is complete, accept the channels found and close the menus.
Hot 7 TV is the rising star of television in St. Lucia with our stunning 100% HD quality, fresh exciting programming, including a balanced professional newscast. We are now the fastest growing TV station in all time slots on cable. Additionally, over 10,000 households carry our plug and play antennas. Our mobile app has over 11,000 users locally and over 300,000 users worldwide. Keyword to find our free app in the App Store is Caribbean Hot FM. Swipe once for Kiss FM. Swipe twice for Hot 7 TV. It's compatible with both Android and Apple handsets. Go ahead, share the app and share the most talked about TV station in St. Lucia. Hot 7 TV, for the viewer and the advertiser. It just makes sense. We watch trending. Hot 7 TV. Catch us on channel 117 Flow, channel 7 Plug and Play, or our website www.caribbeanhot7tv.com and our popular Hot FM app.
To advertise on Hot 7 TV, call us at 452-6040 or email us at hot7@caribbeanhottv.com. A fantastic package awaits you.
Here's your guide to installing Hot 7's digital antenna.
Please note that all TV sets manufactured today have a digital tuner. TV sets manufactured before the year 2005 may not have a built-in digital tuner, and you may not be able to receive our free-to-air digital transmission on Channel 7 to receive our free over-the-air digital HD TV service. Number 1. Plug your antenna into your TV set's RF input jack labeled antenna or cable in. Number 2. You will now have to scan for the digital channel. Please note that all digital TVs are different in terms of scanning procedures. The following is a general guide, but the steps or the terminology may be different for your device. Press the menu button on your TV remote. Go to Setup or Settings. Go to Installation or System or Channels. Go to Scan Channels, Program Channels, Auto Scan, Auto Program, or Auto Tuning. Press Select or Enter or OK to start the scan. When the device says scanning is complete, accept the channels found and close the menus.
You're watching St. Lucia's only 100% digital television station, Hot 7 TV.
Here's your guide to installing Hot 7's digital antenna.
Please note that all TV sets manufactured today have a digital tuner. TV sets manufactured before the year 2005 may not have a built-in digital tuner, and you may not be able to receive our free-to-air digital transmission on Channel 7 to receive our free over-the-air digital HD TV service. Number 1. Plug your antenna into your TV set's RF input jack labeled antenna or cable in. Number 2. You will now have to scan for the digital channel. Please note that all digital TVs are different in terms of scanning procedures. The following is a general guide, but the steps or the terminology may be different for your device. Press the menu button on your TV remote. Go to Setup or Settings. Go to Installation or System or Channels. Go to Scan Channels, Program Channels, Auto Scan, Auto Program, or Auto Tuning. Press Select or Enter or OK to start the scan. When the device says scanning is complete, accept the channels found and close the menus.
7 TV is the rising star of television in St. Lucia with our stunning 100% HD quality, fresh, exciting programming, including a balanced, professional newscast. Now, the fastest growing TV station in all time slots on cable. Additionally, over 10,000 households carry our plug-and-play antennas. Our mobile app has over 11,000 users locally and over 300,000 users worldwide. Keyword to find our free app store is Caribbean Hot FM. Swipe once for Kiss FM. Swipe twice for Hot 7 TV. It's compatible with both Android and Apple handsets. Go ahead, share the app, and share the most talked about TV station in St. Lucia. Hot 7 TV for the viewer and the advertiser. It just makes sense. We watch trending. Hot 7 TV. Catch us on channel 117 Flow, channel 7 and Play, or our website www.caribbeanhot7tv.com and our popular Hot FM app.
To advertise on Hot 7 TV, call us at 452-6040 or email us at hot7@caribbeanhottv.com. Fantastic package awaits you.
Here's your guide to installing Hot 7's digital antenna.
Please note that all TV sets manufactured today have a digital tuner. TV sets manufactured before the year 2005 may not have a built-in digital tuner, and you may not be able to receive our free-to-air digital transmission on Channel 7 to receive our free over-the-air digital HD TV service. Number 1. Plug your antenna into your TV set's RF input jack labeled antenna or cable in. Number 2. You will now have to scan for the digital channel. Please note that all digital TVs are different in terms of scanning procedures. The following is a general guide, but the steps or the terminology may be different for your device. Press the menu button on your TV remote. Go to Setup or Settings. Go to Installation or System or Channels. Go to Scan Channels, Program Channels, Auto Scan, Auto Program, or Auto Tuning. Press Select or Enter or OK to start the scan. When the device says scanning is complete, accept the channels found and close the menu.
St. Lucia, Hot 7 TV was the first to bring you a full HD newscast. Now, here's another first. The Hot 7 Nightly News is now your first newscast for the evening in St. Lucia. You heard right. The Hot 7 Nightly News is now at 4:07. Yes, tune in at 6:45 p.m. and be the first to catch the latest happenings in your world.
Hot 7.
On the run, watch us on your cell phone or tablet via the Caribbean Hot FM app. Trusted, objective journalism from our diligent news team. Get it fresh, get it hot. The Hot 7 Nightly News, now at 4:07. Watch us on channel 117 on Flow, channel 7 Plug and Play, or follow us on Facebook Live on Caribbean Hot 7 TV.
From your desk to your lunch table, whether you're
going to be giving everybody the hot ballots, as I would call it. Just a few updates on what's happening in the election landscape. First and foremost, we're going to hit it off. We have 7 more days until SVG elections, and things are very hot in our sister country. We're seeing the 2 political parties really getting up down there, and hopefully by the 27th of November we will get a victory. And of course, I know St. Lucia is paying close attention to what's going on in SVG, as we were discussing in our earlier episode, Henix, if you remember that the region usually votes in one way, so we're paying close attention to what's happening in SVG. Also, very interestingly, some things that I noted about SVG's election is that a lot of it is very youth-led. I think the elders in the party are now taking, and both parties are taking a bit of a backseat and allowing the young people to really drive home.
But Ralph is still there.
Yes, he is. But the young people are really taking a step forward in the campaigns and really pushing a lot on the groundwork, and as well as on the social media is really being taken over by youth. So that is very interesting to see as well. Another hot ballot for you, I have for you, Henix. I think some birthday is being shared in Soufrière as we speak, as the leader of the United Workers' Party. Today is actually his birthday.
Yes,
and
indeed. Happy birthday, Alain Chaste.
Yes, happy birthday to you. And I know that there's a very large public meeting happening right now in Soufrière for the United Workers' Party. So I guess some birthday cake is being shared. Are you going to get some birthday cake from Henix?
Well, if I were to get some, I love black cake. So see, Alain Chaste, don't find my blood trouble boss to play.
Yes, and of course we have 11 more days, Henix, until St. Lucia elections. Of course, we are very much excited. But even before that, before election day, we have tomorrow. Do you know what's happening tomorrow, Henix?
Tomorrow is nomination day. Demain c'est journée nomination côté c'est mon qui voulait monter by ces diverses parties of politics. Et bien c'est ça qui a monté indépendant. Demain c'est jour pour yo faire ça. Après demain, l'automne, 1 minute après midi, 1 minute après midi. Sinon, pour qu'on l'enregistre, you have to say by 12 o'clock or 1 minute past 12 o'clock. That is it. If your name is not there, then you don't have a say.
That is right. So, of course, we prepared for nomination day tomorrow, but candidates of the United Workers' Party and of the St. Lucia, as well, the many independent candidates that we have. And just as we speak on independent candidates, also happening right now, we have a public meeting. Stanley Felix is actually having a public meeting right now in Lastic Hill, who is one of our independent candidates, or the independent candidate rather, for Castries Central. Also, another independent candidate for Castries Central, we'll have Mr. Richard Frederick, who also had his public meeting yesterday in New Village. And also earlier this week having a whistle stop. I find it very interesting that the independent candidates actually now taking on activities and initiatives very similar to the official political parties. They're having public meetings, motorcades, whistle stops, just as if they were candidates within a political party. So that is another very interesting dynamic that, of course, we here at Election Countdown is paying very close attention to. Also, in more news on the independent candidates, I noticed that independent candidate for Castries North, Stevenson King, launched his King Strategy recently. And the King Strategy is a proposal, I would say it's similar to a mini manifesto is what I would call it, where Stevenson King has really put out some very big ambitious ideas for Castries North. Have you got a glimpse of it?
Unfortunately, I have not had a glimpse of it. I have not had it. But it would be interesting to make a comparison between to what he has and what the St. Lucia Labour Party has, because, as you know, he's aligned with the St. Lucia Labour Party, and just like Richard Frederick. And if I may recall, I think the United Workers' Party is having a manifesto launch at the meeting tonight.
Yes. Very interesting, and it's getting very heated.
On the night of the political leaders' birthday celebration, he's given St. Lucia the gift of the manifesto. The
manifesto. So it's Cake and Manifestos Day down in Soufrière.
But you know, to stick up in there's something I forgot to say. Forget to apologize for our late start to our viewers and listeners. It's through no fault of ours. So we do apologize profusely. Donc après, il y a go. Apologie, nous savons commencer tard. Hier soir, nous t'ai dit, nous devons commencer 8h30 parce que la télé, l'autre programme qui était pour là. Mais ça, bagaille, délai, pas marcher manière où doit être voulu. Et puis ça, nous commencer anti-mieta. Mais ça n'a pas empêché la rose bouillée, et bien ça n'a pas empêché l'élection aller. The show must go on, so apologies. and therefore we're going to continue.
Yes, yes. And we're going, and that's it for me on the hot ballots for today. I think we could take a dive right into the program. And for this program, we will be discussing the nomination process, highlighting what does it take for somebody to be eligible for nomination in the St. Lucia general election, as well as guiding you through some of the processes that surround the nomination process. And also we're going to speak a bit about election penalties and offenses and discuss a few of the previous party symbols. Some of those symbols, Henrik, just before the show started, we were discussing, and very interesting, some of the symbols.
And the wording.
And the wording attached to those symbols. And we're going to discuss it further.
Yeah, so we look at the eligibility, and it says here that the qualification for nomination for prospective candidates seeking to be elected to the House of Assembly must be that the person is a citizen of St. Lucia, years of age, was born in St. Lucia, and he or she is domiciled and resident there at the date of his nomination for election, or outside St. Lucia but has resided in St. Lucia for a period of 12 months immediately preceding the date of his or her nomination for election. I find that quite interesting. And of course, we have the nomination process, qualification and disqualification for nomination. Section 31 and 32 of the St. Lucia Constitution, or the 1978, highlights the qualification and disqualifications for elect to Parliament and should be read in conjunction. 02.
And some very interesting points for nomination on your eligibility. Sorry about that. To make yourself eligible for elections. One that you must be. Maybe it's just too hot. You know, the show may be just too hot and have me speaking in double languages. But speaking of languages, one point that you have to look at for your eligibility is that you have to be able to speak and read English language with a degree of proficiency that is to ensure that you could participate in the proceedings of the House.
It didn't say Creole, it says English language.
Yes, it doesn't say Creole. Very interesting.
I when you put a whole program as sur television et radio à sur Creole to say me vous savez élection qu'a fait là un peu monde qu'a été un peu bagay sur chassé par ça parler Creole Dominique par ça parler Creole et puis est-ce ça a péché yo monter pour yo candidat pour politique c'est ben nous ka ouais ça et qu'a dit qualification pour nomination c'est pour ça parler anglaise.
Another very important point, it says that is not by virtue of his or her own act under any acknowledgement of allegiance, obedience, or adherence to a foreign power or state, meaning that the person
should not hold dual citizenship. And as such, if you hold dual citizenship, it disqualifies you.
Yes, or you would have to forego.
You would have to forego
one of
one.
What do you think about that one?
That one is quite interesting because I know for a fact, I know there are a number of those persons that are vying for candidacy nomination that some of them hold dual citizenship. And it would be interesting. I remember in Dominica, where the opposition, United Workers Party, they brought charges, they brought a court case against Skerrit because they were saying that Skerrit was holding a dual citizenship. Skerrit had both French and Dominican citizenship, and therefore they were asking him to, but they wanted to prove that he was holding dual citizenship. And when they went to court, and the opposition was asking Skerrit to bring proof that he does not hold dual citizenship, and the court ruled that hey, Skerrit did not bring a charge against Skerrit. You are the one who brought this case against Skerrit, so therefore you are the ones to come and prove that Skerrit holds dual citizenship. So I guess the same thing could be said in St. Lucia. So if somebody is now going to say, hey, Joe Blow or Jack Brown has a dual citizenship, it will be now up to you now to prove that this person holds dual citizenship, and therefore that person would be deemed disqualified as a candidate. So Pierce Moon, qui ni des passeports, nous mettons des passeports, nous dit ou c'est un Saint-Lucien et puis ou c'est un Américain, ou pas supposé ça monter pour politique à Saint-Lucie, si ou pas dit en dernier, ça mener qui ça l'Amérique là, moi dit moi pas ça, moi rejecter ça l'Amérique là, moi lâcher et puis moi pour ça Saint-Lucie à tout seul. Bon, moi de pas côté qui la tenir côté opposition en Dominique, il a mené un cas contre le Premier ministre Dominique et pas Roosevelt Skerrit, Premier ministre. Côté il a dit que ça, il tenait des passeports. Et puis là, il veut l'audience. Juste là, il dit que ça, il a voulu Skerrit venir dire il parle ça. Et puis juste là, il dit que ça, il m'a des autres questions. C'est ça qui mène un cas contre Skerrit. Et puis ça, c'est ça qui pour mener évidence là venir. Côté ça, il a dit Skerrit ni des passeports. And talking about Skerrit, you know that there's an entourage from the Labour Party in Dominica, in St. Lucia currently.
Really?
They arrived today. And it is
Interesting.
I've got empirical evidence. One thing about Henrik Joseph, when he speaks from a position of authority, and I know they are in St. Lucia. The same way Ian Douglas is campaigning in St. Vincent. But we are not here about partisan politics and who is or who is not. So we're looking at our internal politics, St. Lucia politics, and countdown to elections. We're looking at the nomination process, and of course, we were talking about
your eligibility.
Eligibility. So continue.
Right. Another point, you must not be a minister of religion, which is very interesting. What do you think about that one, Henix? You cannot be a pastor, a priest, a bishop, a deacon, and vying for office in St. Lucia.
That's a very interesting one. I remember in Haiti, when you had Joe Bertrand arrested, he was a priest, and he had to resign from priesthood in order for him to become the president. I think this is something that is enshrined in the Vatican, that you cannot serve two masters, so to speak. So it's either you're a priest, and because you have to take certain oaths of celibacy and poverty and chastity and all of those. Of course, you have some priests, they do not take that vow, but that's how it is, and that is what the Election Act is saying. And don't forget, we have to read the Election Act with the Constitution of St. Lucia, 1978.
Right. Another note that the person must not be an undischarged bankrupt, having been adjudged or otherwise declared bankrupt under any law in force in any part of the Commonwealth. In addition to that, the person must not be certified insane or otherwise adjudged to be of unsound mind under any law in force in St. Lucia.
So ça y a de la so c'est un prêtre ou passe un pasteur ou passe à monter pour nomination. So quand il monter pour ça, ou supposé l'adjer sous ça pasteur prêtre ou supposé l'adjer ça pour sa nomination ça là. Aussi si ou ça mon côté yo jadi ou pas de l'argent ou en ou tenir business et pour dire ça tout bail fait bail aller en bas de l'eau et puis moi aller devant un juge et puis me dire ça en fait m'a pas de l'argent moi bankrupt mais c'est pas ça si l'année ou a fait ça et puis ça pas ça mais pour des nomination pour un candidat pour parti politique.
Also, the person must not be under any sentence of death imposed on him or her by any court in any part of the Commonwealth or is serving a imprisonment sentence. Now, I think earlier this week we were talking about whether the persons on remand can vote. Now, Enix, I even have a deeper question for you. Now that we're clarifying that you must not be serving any sentence of imprisonment, and I don't know how technical your knowledge would allow you. But what do you think of a person on remand vying for election?
Well, the person, if someone is on remand, that person has not been convicted. That person is innocent until proven guilty. Because being on remand or being out on bail is quite similar in my humble opinion. I spoke to a gentleman. I'm not sure if I should call his name, and I posed those questions to him. He says, "Henix, yes, if you're on remand, you have a right to vote. However, if you're incarcerated, you have lost that right. But if you are on remand, yes, you're allowed to vote." So I said, so what arrangements is there for the person to vote? There isn't any. Because how are you going to do it? Who's going to supervise? Because of lack of resources. So although that person has a right to vote, that person can vote, but that person would not be able to vote because of administrative reasons.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Also, let's go on seeing more of the statuses that's required. You must not hold any public office. And also, you are disqualified for election under the law enacted by St. Lucia Parliament by reason of he or her holding or acting in any office that functions of which the responsibility is involved or in connection with the conduct of an election or for the compilation of revision of any electoral register. Right, so we're looking at individuals like the Commissioner of Elections, the Electoral Commissioner, public offices such as that. If you're vying for an election, you cannot hold said offices.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. And I want to go quickly because, sorry, in the interest of time, I know we started a little late, so we cannot really actually go in depth to how we want to go. So if you have to go to let's move on to the nomination of candidates. Sorry, I've got something in my throat there tonight. I'm not sure what that is, so my most humble apologies. Procedure at elections, nomination of candidates. On the day and at the place fixed for nomination of candidates, the returning officer shall attend at 9 a.m. in the morning to receive the nomination of candidates, the seats to be filled. Yeah? Nomination continues. Official nomination of candidates is made in writing, and the form is called Form number 7. Should be signed by no less than 6 registered electors of that electoral district. So, les moun qui mette noy pour monter pour un candidat qui baille un parti politique, et bien pour indépendant, il supposé aller là avec 6 moun qui a été en constituency. Et puis, un moun qui go bref là, qui returning officer supposé là à 9h bon matin pour ça recevoir enveloppe là et puis nomination moun sala.
Okay.
Each nomination requires a statutory declaration, that's a Form 8, a cash deposit of $500 in cash legal tender, which is forfeited if candidate withdraws after nomination day or fails to receive 1/8 of total number of votes cast for all candidates at the poll.
What do you think of that, Henix? I know you were saying
$600 pas assez.
It's not enough.
Ça supposé peut-être $5,000 et bien $50,000. I think to me, that's why I said, in my humble opinion, that is making a mockery of our democracy. Any Tom Jack could say, guess what? You know what? I want to go up and become a candidate. But you know, something could be quite interesting. I mean, it might be a bit far-fetched that somebody said, okay, you know what? I'm going to put my $500. And for some reason, you find that the 2 other candidates, let's say in the case of St. Lucia, where you have 1 independent, and then you have 2 for the 2 political parties, and for some reason they find themselves being disqualified. So this person will be saying, okay, look, I'm going to become independent because nobody else. We'll come to that one. We'll come to that one just now. Okay, so nomination papers must be delivered to the returning officer on nomination day between the hours of 9 a.m. and 12 noon at his or her office or specified in the election notice. If by 12 noon only one candidate has been officially nominated, a return Form 9 is made by acclamation. Otherwise, poll is taken as directed in the election rig. Ok, this is incroyable. Papier nomination n'est pour délivrer by officier nomination 9h pour midi à dire dans un office li et bien en place désigné les by notification pour élection. Si les midi pas une minute après midi, si les midi on est un seul candidat la pas les pièces là et bien moun sa la yo kay déclarer moun sa la comme moun qui gagne cette ça là. Mais c'est pas ça. Si là depuis passé yon moun la kay côté ou kay pour venir voter quand yo kay fait par élection.
Yes, so and also we're moving on to the requirements for nomination. Oh, sorry, before we go on to the requirements for nomination, of course, you have the consent of the electors. Every nomination paper must be signed by 6 electors qualified to vote in the particular electoral district. And that must be handed to the returning officer again between the hours of 9 and 12 p.m. on nomination day. Some of the requirements for nominations are that no nomination paper shall be considered valid or acted upon by the returning officer unless it is accompanied by the following. So first and foremost, you must have the consent of the person that is being nominated in written form. You must have the deposit, the $500 deposit, Eastern Caribbean dollars in cash, and a colored passport size photo of the candidate or the person being nominated. Supply of forms. The forms and nomination papers must be obtained at the office of the returning officer. This could be done daily between the hours of 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. With exceptions of Wednesday, where the offices are closed by 12 p.m. noon and are closed on Sundays. Nomination forms. The returning officer will or must ensure that the prospective candidates have the following forms for nomination. So that is the nomination paper, Form 7, the statutory declaration of candidates, that is Form number 8, and the statutory declaration of agent, which is Form number 8A. Right, and I think that wraps it up for the nomination of candidates. Henix, do you want to go into?
I think we are due for a break. Are we due? Yes, we're due for a break right now. So we are going to take a break. Et puis, l'un ouvrier, nous allons regarder plus à sous manière nommer candidat qui est nominé pour jouer l'élection comme tout ça pour l'élection 2025 qui est 1er décembre en cette ici. Demain, le 21 novembre, c'est jour nomination élection en cette ici. S'il vous plaît, pas toucher le mot ça là. Et puis, waiting puis nous allons tout à l'heure.
St. Lucia, Hot 7 TV was the first to bring you a full HD newscast. Now, here's another first. The Hot 7 Nightly News is now your first newscast for the evening in Nightly News is now at 6:45. Yes, tune in at 6:45 p.m. and be the first to catch the latest happenings in your world. On the run, watch us on your cell phone or tablet via the Caribbean Hot FM app. Trusted, objective journalism from our diligent news team. Get it fresh, get it hot. The Hot 7 Nightly News, now at 6:45. Watch us on channel 117 on Flow, channel 7 Plug and Play, or follow us on Facebook Live on Caribbean Hot 7 TV.
From your desk to your lunch table, whether you're on the job or taking a well-deserved break, get the top stories and breaking news all in one place. Join us Monday to Friday at 12 p.m. for Hot 7 Midday News, bringing you the latest headlines from St. Lucia. Stay connected, stay informed, only on Hot 7 TV.
Did you know that while you're busy with your day, important news is breaking all around you? From politics to weather updates, community stories, and breaking news. Hot 7 TV keeps you informed with news every hour on the hour. Don't wait to hear it secondhand. Stay ahead, stay informed with Hot 7 TV St. Lucia. News notes on the hour. Stay updated wherever you are. Catch Hot 7 TV St. Lucia's news every hour on the air, on our mobile app, and on our website.
Looking for the best way to advertise? Stop searching. Hot 7 TV gives you more reach, more impact, and more value. Get your business in front of the right audience and watch your sales soar. Don't miss out. Call 452-6040 today and take advantage of our exclusive packages. Hot 7 TV, smart advertising for smart businesses.
Now you can take Hot FM, Kiss FM, and Hot 7 TV with you wherever you go. Whether you're in St. Lucia or exploring our four corners of the globe, our record-breaking app has already been downloaded over 500,000 times on Google Play and the Apple App Store. To bring you the best in HD sound, we've relaunched a brand new app. Get it for free in the App Store by simply searching Caribbean Hot FM HD. Listen to us in real time, anywhere, any place, anytime. We've added so many cool new features, like our live in-studio option, where you can see your favorite announcers and DJs at work. So download the app today. It's free. Spread the news. St. Lucia is now in HD around the world on the Hot FM app. Don't miss out. Join the fun and stay connected.
Okay, and welcome back to Election Countdown. You are with me, Rejan Montut, and my co-host, Mr. Henix Joseph. Just before going off to that break, we were discussing the election process, eligibility, the nomination process, and the nomination of candidates. We're just going right now into party symbols, and it said right here on the electoral website that the symbols to be used by a political party or candidate at an election shall be one of the following symbols that is shown in the schedule, the fourth schedule of the Elections Act, Cap 102, and hopefully our in-studio technicians can put up that list of symbols for us. Very interesting. Each candidate shall be given a symbol by which he or she may be recognized on the ballot paper. The name of each candidate shall be placed on the ballot paper in alphabetical order, starting with surnames. When the chief elections officer is satisfied that a recognized political party has applied for a party symbol, he or she shall allocate the symbol shown in the Schedule 4 of the Act to such party. And the official candidate of the party in each electoral district must be entitled to have the party symbol printed opposite his or her name. And the same symbol shall be allotted to every candidate from that political party. Where a political party has in the preceding election used a particular symbol, the elections officer shall, at the request in writing of the secretary of such party, assign the symbol to that party. And of course, we could see right here some of the symbols within the Elections Act. We have the hand, the head, the heart, the scale, the star, of course, which we know is affiliated with the St. Lucia Labour Party, the torch, which we know is affiliated to the United Workers Party. Interestingly,
donc quand on dit d'autres symboles qui là l'année concaouais à soutenir là l'année les mains l'année tête l'année chair l'année balance l'année l'étoile et puis l'année flambeau.
And I think Hennick's favorite symbol, the bottle.
Why would you suggest the bottle? A bottle of water, of course.
Bottle of water. Yes, but you see, you're enjoying that symbol already. And I think you said it belonged to the staff party.
I think at one time when there was a staff party, I think they used the symbol was the bottle. And that is why I alluded earlier on to the fact that people are making a mockery about democracy. The staff party, group of guys came together and they were ridiculing and showing how the system was. And staff party, they say they're going to take Gopito from Soufrière and bring it up north. They're going to build in the Marshall River and have boats coming up the Marshall River and a lot of those things. So, I mean, like I said, and at the time I think it was only $250. So that's why I was saying that, you know, they were ridiculing the system. And I think the system needs to be overhauled. Thereby, persons will take this thing a lot more serious. Because, let's not forget, in 1951, when we got universal adult suffrage, persons lost their lives so that we could have that freedom to exercise our constitutional rights, that franchise. It should not be taken lightly by anyone. And I mean that, and I'm very serious about that. That process to me is a very sacred process, and we need to treat it that way. Do we have a call or something? No? Okay.
Okay, yes, and just going through the rest of the symbols before we get into another heated segment of our election countdown. We have the symbol, the knife, the symbol of the cock, and that is the rooster.
No, it says cock. Parmi pièces bleu en bouchou, bakay la ikamuche en cock. C'est ça qui l'a pas dit en pièce rooster, because you cannot say it is a rooster because the person who look for the word rooster is a cock. So if somebody is using that, you can symbol must say cock la.
No, we didn't have the picture up, so I was just clarifying. At the time I said it, Henix, the picture wasn't up yet, so I just wanted to clarify so people have in their mind.
No. We need to say as is the election nomination and the symbol is the cock. It never said rooster.
Okay, Mr. H. We have the cow, the gate.
So why does it say, it says a bull or a heifer? It says a cow is a cow, a cock is a cock.
Mr. H, I was only just simply, without the picture.
I understand.
Highlighting exactly which one it was. We have the saw, the shoe, the spoon, which is now used by the independent candidate, and the umbrella, who we also have, which we also know is attached to one of our independent candidates, the hammer, and interestingly, the house, and also the gate. These are the symbols that are available for use by any political party willing to participate in the St. Lucia national elections of 2025. And I think that concludes the first segment of our program this evening, nominations. We're now going into discussions on the Eastern Belt. So we're taking a look at Dennery South, Dennery North, Micoud South, and Micoud North. We're going to be looking at those four constituencies, the Eastern Belt of St. Lucia. And you know, interestingly, Henix, I took some time to do a little research and noted a few things.
This is what this program is about. We have to do research. Whenever we come here, whatever we present is factual.
Yes, most definitely. And just going to roll back the clock a bit before we go deep diving into the Eastern Belt for 2025. We're looking at in 97, where UWP only won one seat in that election. I think that election was 16-1. Micoud North was the only seat that the UWP was able to capture. Stepping forward into 2001, you have the UWP regaining control over Micoud North again, and Micoud South, and as well as Dennery North. You only had on that Eastern Belt in the 2001 election, SLP taking Dennery South. Stepping again into the 2006 elections, you have UWP winning that entire belt, that is those four constituencies. However, moving into 2011, we see the St. Lucia Labour Party taking over Dennery South and leaving the UWP with only Micoud Miku South. I think interestingly, Denry North, would have stayed with the St. Lucia Labour Party, and I think that would have been the advent of Sean Edward being the candidate for Denry North in 2011 and holding that seat up until present day.
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. And yes, and in the last election, which was 2021, we saw, of course, the only seat the United Workers' Party being able to keep their hands over was Miku South, and we saw Denry North, Denry South, and Miku North for the first time in St. Lucia's electoral history going over to the St. Lucia Labour Party. So, initial thoughts, Henix. What are your thoughts on some of this data just presented here?
But before we do that, I want to look at Miku South and let's look at some of the candidates. Yes, from July 2nd, 1979 election, we had the two candidates, Raymond Flood representing the St. Lucia Labour Party and John Compton representing the United Workers' Party. And John Compton was able to amass 1,221 votes, and Raymond Flood only 469. And then you had the 1982 elections. You had Henry Markey, St. Lucia Labour Party, John Compton, United Workers' Party, and Stephen Marthray for the PLP. And Stephen Marthray only got 78 votes. Henry Markey only 169 votes. And John Compton, 1,529 votes. Moving further to the April 6th, the first election of 1987, again you had Henry Markey, you had John Compton, this time you had Lazarus Baptiste for PLP. And John Compton amassed 1,598 votes, SLP 289 votes, and the PLP 145 votes. Moving down to the second election that we had, because remember we had two elections.
Two elections in 1 year.
So we had Henry Markey, and of course there was no PLP at that time. The PLP candidate didn't go. Henry Markey got 357, and Compton got 1,792 votes. Then April 27th, 1992, you have Venantius Brown, SLP, and John Compton, UWP. And John Compton, 1,792, and SLP 682. Interesting, we see, although we see Compton 1792 and 1792, Labour was able to, Compton remained the same at 1792. Labour, which got, prior to that, 357, they move up to 680. So Compton remained the same, but Labour increased their support.
No.
And in May 23rd, 1997, you had a three-corner fight. Cassius Elias of the St. Lucia Labour Party, Aston James, by that time Compton bow out of election politics, and you had Lilia Harrison going independent. And if you remember the story with Lilia Harrison and Aston James, there was a tussle as to which one should be go, and then so Lilia said, you know what, you don't want to choose me, I'm going up as an independent candidate. And there you had Cass Elias amassing 1,687 votes. The United Workers' Party, that was Aston James, 921 votes, and Lilia Harrison 626 votes. And that was the first time that the St. Lucia Labour Party won that Miku South seat.
And that was in the 97 election where they defeated UWP 16-1.
Yes, and if you add the two together, when you put them together, you will see that those opposite had more than that of the winning party. However, in the 2001 election, same three candidates, the St. Lucia Labour Party got 1,157. So the St. Lucia Labour Party have been increasing their voter. Aston James this time 1,604, and Lilia Harrison 137. Lilia Harrison moved from having 626 to 137. So her popularity there declined. December 11th, 2006, you had again a three-corner fight. Eugene George, SLP, Austin James, UWP, and Lilia Harak Singh, the mother of the now candidate Dr. Harak Singh. She again went up this time, and the SLP got 985 votes. The UWP got 2,000 votes, and Harak Singh 128 votes. So you're seeing steadily that the besides this one there in 2001, where they got 1,000 and 1,100, there was a decline there of the 985, and then now, interesting, in 2011, this time Harak Singh did not go independent. She went as a Labour candidate. And then you had Philip Baptiste. At that time, you had the NDM, the Green Party, who was led by the now chairman of the United Workers' Party, Terrell Prudent. Harak Singh amassed 1,539 votes, UWP 1,873, and NDM only 27 votes. So, nous avons des élections depuis les nous commencé à enregistrer élections en cette ici en 1979 côté Compton et puis Raymond Flood. Compton te gagné en bail par partisans flambeau. Toutes les juste les où tenait trois monde qui étaient venus gommer là en 1997, côté Cassilas te gagné cette là by partisans.
Yes. And Henrik, let us remind our viewers that our phone lines are open. We should see the numbers appearing on our screen very soon. That you can call in to give us your thoughts and opinions on the Eastern Belt. What are your thoughts and predictions for the Eastern Belt for the 2025 election, especially now as we're taking a deep dive and listening into the history of those various constituencies and how they would have voted in the past? Do you foresee any themes or reoccurring results as we've noted in the trends and previous elections? So call in, and don't forget to call in and tell us your thoughts. And right here on the screen, you could see the number is 450-0777, or you could call us on WhatsApp on 284-3499. Our phone lines are open for all calls and discussions. Where do you see, what is your prediction?
And don't forget, you could send your messages on WhatsApp and Facebook, and we shall of course endeavor to read those messages, or if you have any questions, we will try to answer those questions.
Yes. Okay, very good. Now, Henrik, tell me, where do you see this election going? Do you see who do you think is going to take over the belt? The Eastern Belt.
You asked me that question last night, and you asked me that question.
I asked you about the South. You didn't answer, so I'm pricking you again to find out the Eastern Belt. Any thoughts on the Eastern Belt?
I think traditionally, Micoud South has been a stronghold of the United Workers' Party,
right.
And I think that the UWP will hold on
to Micoud South. I think I would agree. I think a very interesting seat to watch is the Micoud North seat. Seeing that in the last election, it was the first time that Micoud North had ever, well, the SLP had ever captured Micoud North. It would be interesting to see whether Micoud North will stay red or whether it will convert to the United Workers' Party, which it has historically been a stronghold of.
Yeah, and the stick up with that, and I was told that you have about 3 or 4 independent candidates vying for the seat in Micoud North. As to whether that is going to make a difference with the 2 ruling main parties, that is left to be said. But of course, come tomorrow at 1 minute past 12 o'clock, we will know exactly who the candidates are vying for the Mickle North seat.
Right, very true. And also, another seat of mine to watch is the Dennery North seat. Of course, we've seen Mr. Sean Edwards holding strong onto that seat ever since his entry into St. Lucia elective politics. So it will be very interesting to see whether Mr. Edwards can continue that reign on the Dennery North seat, or whether we will see it being conceded and the United Workers' Party taking over. So Dennery North and Mickle North, I think the two Norths on the Eastern Belt are the seats to watch over there, paying close attention to what's happening on the ground. Any thoughts on Dennery South? What are your thoughts on Dennery South?
Dennery South is a very interesting seat, because when you look at in the last 3 to 4 elections, where you had Edmund Estefan, who has now defected to the St. Lucia Labour Party, his winning margin remained very constant, that of, I think, 135, 137. If we were to go when Estefan came on the scene, I was looking at this thing where Dennis W. 36 was independent candidate, and there was some places he didn't get any vote. Like I said, that made for quite interesting. So Edmund Estefan came into the scene in 2006, and there was Mary Skelly, Edmund Estefan, and Oliver Simpson who went up independent. Edmund Estefan 1,234 votes, and Mary Skelly 1,137 votes. If you do the maths, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 7, 3. That's just about. It's less. I was less than 100 votes actually. Less than 100 votes. Yeah. And then now, when it came to the 2011 elections, we had LPM, you had Edmund Estefan, and you had Albert Frigis, 1432 and 1353, 100 plus votes thereabout, 135 thereabout. And then you had in 2016, you had Jerome, you had Caleb Celestin and Edmund Estefan. Estefan 1464, the SLP 1317, and the independent candidate only 7 votes. Again, like I said, just about 135 thereabout. And then, of course, the last election, you had Estefan being defeated by Prospect.
Do you think, Henix, remember in our earlier episode we spoke about Edmund Estefan in particular changing allegiance from the United Workers' Party to the St. Lucia Labour Party? Do you think that will impact the ground in Mickle South? What are your thoughts?
Persons, listening to persons tend to be asking the question, and I think it's a very interesting question as to what political capital would Estefan bring to this by him defecting, going across to the St. Lucia Labour Party, where he claims that he is supporting his brother. The fact remains that he was defeated by the very person that he's now supporting. He is on the on platform with him now. What is it, can you say, and this is a question I tend to ask, what is it that you can say about this person that is going to cause me now to want to support that person when you spoke so many things about that individual prior to 5 years ago? Everything was bad.
Even less than 5 years ago.
Yes, and now you are there shaking his hand and embracing him and saying you endorse him and whatnot. Do you actually bring any political capital to that person, or is it that you are doing more bad, that there's more detriment to that person than if you were to just stay out of the politics?
Very interesting question, but I think we have to go into a break. Hold those thoughts right now, and remember that our phone lines are open, so we'd like to hear from you guys. What are your predictions on the Eastern Belt? What do you think of the situation in Dennery South? We're open and ready to hear your thoughts, but we have to go into a commercial break. Stay tuned as we are on Election Countdown.
St. Lucia. Hot 7 TV was the first to bring you a full HD newscast. Now, here's another first. The Hot 7 Nightly News is now your first newscast for the evening in St. Lucia. You heard right. The Hot 7 Nightly News is now at 7:15. Yes, tune in at 6:45 p.m. and be the first to catch the latest happenings in your world. On the run, watch us on your cell phone or tablet via the Caribbean Hot FM app. Trusted, objective journalism from our diligent news team. Get it fresh, get it hot. The Hot 7 Nightly News, now at 7:15. Watch us on channel 117 on Flow, channel 7 Plug and Play, or follow us on Facebook Live on Caribbean Hot 7 TV.
From your desk to your lunch table, whether you're on the job or taking a well-deserved break, get the top stories and breaking news all in one place. Join us Monday to Friday at 12 p.m. for Hot 7 Midday News, bringing you the latest headlines from St. Lucia and around the region. Stay connected, stay informed, only on Hot 7 TV.
Did you know that while you're busy with your day, important news is breaking all around you? From politics to weather updates, comedy stories, and breaking news. Hot 7 TV keeps you informed with news every hour on the hour. Don't wait to hear it secondhand. Stay ahead, stay informed with Hot 7 TV St. Lucia. News notes on the hour. Stay updated wherever you are. Catch Hot 7 TV St. Lucia's news every hour on the air, on our mobile app, and on our website.
Looking for the best way to advertise? Stop searching. Hot 7 TV gives you more reach, more impact, and more value. Get your business in front of the right audience and watch your sales soar. Don't miss out. Call 452-6040 today and take advantage of our exclusive advertising packages. Hot 7 TV, smart advertising for smart.
Now you can take Hot FM, Kiss FM, and Hot 7 TV with you wherever you go. Whether you're in St. Lucia or exploring our four corners of the globe. Our record-breaking app has already been downloaded over 500,000 times on Google Play and the Apple App Store. To bring you the best in HD sound, we've relaunched a brand new app. Get it for free in the App Store by simply searching Caribbean Hot FM HD. Listen to us in real time anywhere, any place, anytime. We've added so many cool new features like our live in-studio option where you can see your favorite announcers and DJs at work. So download the app today. It's free. Spread the news. St. Lucia is now in HD of the Hot FM app. Don't miss out. Join the fun and stay connected.
Welcome back et bienvenue pour Election Countdown 2025. Conserve élection cette lycée, c'est le 1er décembre, ça c'est lundi prochain qui va venir. Et puis, journée de nomination, c'est demain. Et puis, moi, je vais prendre l'opportunité pour dire cette lycée qui est Hot FM, Hot 7 TV, nous sommes là, tout partout, côté ces candidats qui allaient pour nomination, côté yo cahier. Et puis c'est moun nan ça puis yo ni go musique, yo ni la pokabrit, yo ni hi-fi, yo ni steel band, yo ni toute qualité bagay côté yo ka montrer force et puis dans yo ka aller nomination. I think you were talking about this nomination process the last time. There was a big fun flair in Grizzly. I think it was like a Friday night street party where you had music and barbecue.
It was indeed a fanfare in Grizzly, and I think a lot of the other constituencies, the environment was mimicked, where it's a real spectacle. The candidates really coming out with the entourage of not just persons, but music trucks, live band, steel pan players. It's a real spectacle to look at. It is really exciting what I saw in Grizzly during the last election, and I think this coming Friday, tomorrow, it will be just as exciting and just as hot. So even if you're not there to see it live, I understood that Hot FM will be carrying the nomination day live. So you would want to tune in to Hot Caribbean Hot 7 TV, of course, on our various channels to tune into nomination day live.
Nomination day live. Nukaila Pugadi, Nukaila Pudu, Saka Fed, Nukaila Pudu, se candidat, comme candidat qui là. Et puis nous avons tout bité baou. Nous avons demain, là, 8h30 matin, pour juste à midi. Hot FM, Hot 7 TV, nous avons là pour mener baou. Now, I think I was looking at Dennery North. And Dennery North is very, 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 very interesting. Are you aware, or Solutions, are you aware, or did you know that there was one election year in Dennery North, you had 5 candidates?
5?
5. In the 2011 elections, you had 5 candidates.
Wow.
Sean Edwards of the St. Lucia Labour Party, Andy Daniel of the United Workers' Party, Osbert Dovey of NDM, Andre De Cares of the Lucians Green Party, and Winifred Acti of the Lucian People Movement. And interesting, of course, the symbols we all know, Sean Edwards, Star, Labour, Andy Daniel Touch. Dovey had the hammer, Andre De Cares had the cow, and Winifred Acti had the saw. So Ademil was that in his sec candidat qui monté pour politics and then North.
But De Cares, that name sounds very, very familiar. To me, he ran in Grozily not too long ago as well.
He has run in a few constituencies. He was one of the persons who were championing the cause, the cannabis movement.
Cannabis movement, right.
In St. Lucia. And now, not only that, but again, I think Dennery North election has been quite interesting. And by that, I mean, in 1979, you had Francis Mitchell and Ferdinand Henry, of course, Ferdinand Henry won. Then in 1992, you had Peter Wilfred, Ferdinand Henry, and Richard Edwin, PLP, and Peter Wilfred, SLP, of course, UWP won. And in 1987, you had Anthony Torrance, Ferdinand Henry, and Richard Edwin. Then again, you had in 1987, you only had Anthony Torrance and Ferdinand Henry. Then in 1982, Anthony Torrance and Ferdinand Henry. In 1997, Anthony Torrance was still there.
Still there.
This time it was Marcus Nicholas. And in 2001, Anthony Torrance and Marcus Nicholas. And then you go down to, at that time, I think that's where Marcus Nicholas defeated. In 2001, Marcus Nicholas defeated Anthony Torrance. And that is where Damian Graves made the shift from Dennery South to Dennery North. He went up against Marcus Nicholas. Marcus Nicholas defeated him. And of course, like I said, the 2011, you had 5 candidates. And then you have 2016, you had Sean Edward, Jimmy Henry, Sean Edward won. And then you had Farrah Polius, Dr. Farrah Polius against Sean Edwards, and Farrah Polius lost. Sean Edwards won.
And now currently going up for candidacy in Dennery North, you have again the incumbent Sean Edwards, and you have Mr. Bradley Fulgence going up for, and I think both of them are natives to the constituency, so it would be very interesting to see the outcome of the Dennery North election. I know Dennery North, again, is one of the seats I'm looking at. Dennery North is a very exciting seat to see whether Sean can do. That would be a forfeit.
Yes.
If he wins this coming election. So that's very interesting, I guess, following right behind the 5-star general.
I have done a couple of rounds in Dennery North election. And Dennery North election is one of a difference. Dennery North election is like a carnival atmosphere. Most nights you have motorcade in Dennery North. I think let's say both Dennerys, Dennery South, Dennery North. But Dennery North, in more particular, you have a motorcade, or you have, it's like a carnival atmosphere. The music drop, the people are on the road, they are jumping. Unlike a lot of other constituencies where you have persons on vehicles and what have you, Dennery North constituency, when they have those impromptu, most of those things are impromptu, the people are actually walking.
Walking?
Yes. They would have it in the various communities within the constituency, and those persons are actually walking. And if you look through Facebook or YouTube and you actually see, and you see the colors, you see the red, you see then you see the yellows. And most times this one in one community, one might be in Denny Riviere, one might be in Grand Ravine, one might be in Despin, one might be in Lacayano. I'm not trying to show that I know the areas, but the little that I know, I see it, and I tend to follow that constituency quite closely, and there's always a carnival atmosphere where it's concerned. The other constituencies,
it's exciting politics.
They do have their whistle stops and they go, but Dennery North is passing and people are walking. And they started this thing as a means of exercising. Yeah?
Exercising?
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yes, exercising. It wasn't just politics. But hey, tonight we are walking. Come out. Have your sneakers, have your this, have your that tonight.
Oh,
we
okay.
are actually walking. No buzz, nothing. Let's just walk the constituency. Let us show strength, let us show might, and at the same time, you get to exercise. You get to walk. Interesting.
Very interesting that, and that's a nice mix on health and caring for our fitness level right there. Who and what year did that start, the whole walking process? Do you remember?
It started on the current MP, Sean Edwards.
Yes. And I guess he being a minister for sports, also wanting to encourage individuals to get their steps in.
National cricketer.
Yes.
He played cricket.
Very interesting. And I think the incumbent has also been very involved in sports within the community. So I think that's a very nice pair of candidates, both relatively young men, going up against each other for that seat. So that's a very interesting seat. And I think I got a glimpse of some of what you were talking about, viewing a few of the motorcades and whistle stops for Dennery North. Very exciting atmosphere. It's something that you really and truly don't see across the other constituencies, I must say. So we're looking at Dennery North very closely. Did we mention the candidates for Dennery South? I don't think we did mention.
No, the candidates for Dennery South, the incumbent is Alfred Prosper, Alfred Stabach Prosper, who held the Ministry for Agriculture, Food Security, Fisheries, Water Resources.
And he is going up against Benson Emil. Benson Emil has been a permanent secretary for the ministry, if I'm not mistaken. Was it Ministry of Health?
Ministry of Health.
At one point in time, yes.
Yes, an accountant by nature. He worked in the accounting field for a long time within the government service. And when he retired as the ministry, as the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Very interesting that. So we're looking at a very interesting election, not just for Dennery North, but also Dennery South, looking at these two candidates.
And even Dennery South as well. Most Sundays they have this carnival atmosphere, because you see the thing is with Dennery, as Dennery South, it's a village.
Very close-knit community.
To pull up a truck and say, hey, let's do this thing and let's walk. We are walking the community, we're walking the village, we are showing strength, and let us come out in numbers and whatnot. And interestingly, you have most of them crossing path. And let me just say, kudos to them that they do this thing respectfully, respecting each other. They meet up each other, they hug up each other, the truck stops up side by side, and they're jumping with each other. So it's a real carnival atmosphere. And I think this is like the type of camaraderie we want to see in our politics. Not where you have the mauvais langue, Munkaba, Yonalot, Mepui, Ka, Malpale, Moun, et puis c'est pas ça. C'est pas ça pas une pièce place en politique, non, en cette ici. Parce que là où l'idée de Saint-Yves, tout se bay sa kay fini, et puis n'importe partisan qui gagne l'élection, qui forme le gouvernement, nous tous nous pour mettre tête nous ensemble pour travailler pour your pays.
Very true and very correct. And I think I was having that conversation with a few of my colleagues where we were saying sometimes persons act as if this December 2nd does not exist.
in my show earlier on, I have this program Ding Menu on the Thursday, and somebody sent a message, tell my boss that on the if the which one they said now, if the sun wins, is the sun one of them? If the fire wins, tell my boss I'm not coming to work on the 2nd, so I'll give my boss early notice.
Would that be early notice because I'm tired for celebration, or early notice because I am sad and I need my time to recover?
It's gonna be one of them. But interesting, there's this trend that is no longer trending, in that most times in the past, whenever you had a general election, the winning government would always give a holiday the following day. But it's a while we have not seen that happening. And I think the last time it happened, the following election, the person said, listen, we cannot give a holiday because we have to hit the ground running because things are that bad in St. Lucia. And persons were looking forward to a holiday the following day where you have a victory motorcade and whatnot, and people going
the
everywhere.
Celebration and the fanfare. Maybe that's something the new prime minister should look at, bringing back the holiday after the election. And I mean, it is an exhausting time. I would think that December 2nd, coming out of all this campaigning, coming out of all the celebrations or the non-celebrations, whichever way you want to fit it, or you see it fit. But I think it's a good idea, and also I think the country would take it's a good break, a good reset, a good time for reflection and moving forward. So
I'm not for it.
I am.
Election come, election gone. The next day, the prime minister is sworn in. Put in your cabinet as quickly as possible, by a day or two, or maybe a few days. The maximum I'll give you is 7 days. Put in your cabinet. The cabinet is sworn in. Let's get on to the business of the day, because there's a lot of administrative matters and administrative processes. Because
but the work will never end, Henix. It will never end.
The what? Let me hear
Sorry?
that. The what will never end?
Work.
Oh, the work.
Work
no,
will never end.
but you're getting paid. The work has to, because you have a new administration, you have a number of persons, files, folders, and those things are now changing because you have no nomenclature for the ministry. So there's a lot to be done. So let's move on with the work of the country. And
I want my way, but okay, Alex. I think oh no, that wasn't us. I thought that we were getting a call coming in. But yes, so that is Dennery North, Dennery South. We haven't touched too much on who the candidates have been or are for. Let's go with Mico North first.
Mico North.
Yes, Mico North.
Mico North. Who have been Mico North candidates have been they've been quite interesting ones. Like I said, I was only one where you had how many? You had one where you had Mico North. You said yes.
Yes, Mico North.
But the candidates currently are the two cousins actually.
Yes.
Elisha Norbert
and Jeremiah.
And Jeremiah Norbert.
And I think no.
And yes, though it's interesting where you had and I think the last time you had such rivalry was when you had Melissa Mbali and Josiah Mbali, uncle and niece, and now you have two cousins.
Two cousins, very interesting.
I remember interviewing Elisha Norbert, and he was saying the reason why he decided to get into elective politics, because he was with Jeremiah, and he says to me, when he saw what was happening, and that yes, Jeremiah said he was going to do X, Y, and Z, and now Jeremiah is there. And he said, people said to him, hey, if you want to go into this thing and you want to make a change, like you say, why don't you go into elective politics? And that's what led him to come to get into elective politics.
Interesting. Interesting. It will be interesting to see the turnout of Mikunov. Again, Mikunov has traditionally been a seat of the St. Lucia, of the United Workers' Party, and we saw in the last election it flipping for the first time in St. Lucia's history.
Before you put the question to me, I'm going to put it to you now. Who do you think is going to get that seat?
I honestly don't know.
Do you think it will go back the traditional way, that of the United Workers' Party, or do you think Jeremiah is going to retain that seat and make history like he did and go to pick for the St. Lucia Labour Party?
Mikunov is actually one of those seats I just have in this gray area of the seat to watch. Similar to that, how I feel about Denry North, I feel like Mikunov, it's hard to tell.
What's about Denry South?
Denry South, I think Denry South is maybe swinging towards the yellow side.
So you said you've been saying, a lot of persons have been saying the very same thing as with you, that you're going to have an 11-11-6, but you never said 11-6 in favor of.
I'm saving that for the last day, Henrik. I'm saving that for the night before elections. When we're on the last bit of our show, I'm going to reveal my top 11. I hope you will reveal your top 11. So that is an episode you want to ensure that you stay in. And that will be next week, Thursday, where we reveal Rejan's top 11 and Henrik's top 11. I just put him right there on the spot.
I'll say top 17. Because you have 17 candidates. And in 17 seats, you could only win 17. What? You cannot win more than 17.
That's true.
I know we have just a few minutes left.
Yes.
But in terms of wrapping up and looking at the constituencies, do you see now more than ever the need for realigning the boundaries of some of those constituencies?
I think so. I think we need to really and truly look at, and I think we touched a bit on that in our last discussion, where you have constituencies of so varying sizes. Like we case in point, we looked at, I think it was Denry South with about an electorate of about 5,000, and you have constituencies like Grosley with an electorate of about 24,000, right? And both of these parliamentary reps get the same share of the pie per year. And I really think we need to do a recalculation. I heard a Tweety Bird told me that the Boundaries Commission, that was something they were actively looking at over the last 2 or 3 years. But I think now more than ever, it really needs to be looked at. Looking at the geographics of the place, looking at migration also is is an issue.
Urbanization.
Exactly, where you have people flooding the north, pushing into the north. Even now, even Grosley has boomed in terms of population in general, and even that, of course, reflects in the electorate. And as well as Babono is on the upturn in terms of migration into there. So I think now more than ever, the new administration, whoever that administration is, it is something that should be on the top list of their agenda to revisit those boundaries, and of course making the constituencies more comfortable for a parliamentary rep to effectively work within.
But I think the onus is on us. If we say no for cette liste, no pour moun qui ka aller voter, c'est nous qui pour demander aux personnes qui fait gouvernement pour dire comme ça qui c'est constituency ça à de Togo, et puis manière nous de kay avouer c'est moun qui doit pas qu'on électé, manière nous de kay avouer nos bayo nos services, qualité représentation, nous voulons, nos besoins. C'est pas ça avec trop petit. Parce que là, on a des Gozile, ok? Là, on peut aller la bonne de un mot, en tout à la con, ok? Et là, on peut venir Gozile, l'autre side de la con. Ah ouais, c'est eux qui sortent juste la con, et puis pour aller juste la con. Et puis pour travailler ces côtés, ça a pile de difficultés. Là, on a des Castry Service. Forestier, Tirocher, Genov, tous ces côtés ça là. Et pour quitter la forêt, et puis pour Kabout, j'ai pour les gens. Ouais. Ça c'est un pile côté quand il y a un membre parlement, ni pour garder, pour ça faire service. Je vais ajouter qu'il y a un pile monde qui a représenté ces places là, qui a fait un bon travail. Même si il lâche, même si il voit. Mais je rappelle que les nous gagner actuellement, l'autre élection, nous avons moins de et puis moi, Henrik Joseph, nous avons poussé pour ça fait, pour en pile ces constitutions pour ça couper. Et puis moi, je voulais demander qui, moi, ça dernière fois, ça fait la latine, même parlement, qui te dit, qui te va là comme ça, pas couper. Mais actuellement, il est trop difficile, moun ka venir pour bagaille, et puis il est trop difficile pour pièces politiciennes, ça aller travailler, yon en ces constitutions, ça, l'année, Gwandel, là, j'ai ça là. Ou nous yon qui est 5 000, et puis on a presque 20 000 moun pli passé là.
Yes, and of course, Henix, unfortunately, we are running out of time, but we want to remind our viewers to stay tuned to tomorrow, where we will be doing our live nomination day coverage of nomination day with throughout the various constituencies. And of course, you could tune into our next episode election countdown on Tuesday. Next week Tuesday, it will be at 8 o'clock. We will be streaming, of course, live on Hot 7 TV and on Kiss FM, also broadcasting from Flow Channel 117, Kiss FM, the Caribbean Hot TV HD mobile app, and the Caribbean Hot TV Facebook page, and as well as the Hot 7 TV plug and play digital antenna. Make sure you stay tuned. The election conversation has not ended here. We're continuing, like I said, on Friday, and of course you could stay tuned for Tuesday's episode of Election Countdown, where we will be going on to the West Coast, and then on Wednesday we'll be discussing the northern constituencies, and of course we want to tune in for Thursday, that final Thursday episode where Henix will be giving us his 17 candidates.
I'm interested. It will be quite interesting to hear your 11-7 and 11-6 rather, and what would be your deal breaker in terms of what language is being spoken most to you that would force you or cause you or make you to vote for a particular party. I can tell you though, in that on my show tonight, a lot of persons said to me, Henix, my deal breaker is that of medical insurance. That's the deal breaker, medical insurance. I don't want to dwell too much in that because, like I said,
we have to take it for another show.
This isn't something where we are campaigning for one political party or not. You know, other persons are saying, okay, look, you said you're going to do it, you never did it. The present government has done much for the people and what have you and whatnot. But before wrapping up, I think over this weekend there'll be some very interesting revelations. Of course, we'll get a copy of the manifesto. And then, who is the big fish?
Who's the big fish? Who's the bombshell?
I forgot to bring my crystal ball, but I'll bring my crystal ball.
They forgot the crystal ball.
Next week Thursday, I'm going to bring my crystal ball. Et crystal ball ça by un pile révélation à ce qui ça qui fait en élection cette ici qui fait pour la 1er décembre 2025. Non, moi c'est Henix Joseph et puis
Réjean Montout.
Et puis c'est nos cadeaux bonsoir ni en bonne soirée.
Hot 7 TV is the rising star of television in St. Lucia.